settle on the name for this one. I'm gonna let you do that one.
Yeah. And we on.
Eureka. We make plays every day, yeah. We make plays every day, yeah. We make plays.
I'm recording right now, babe. Recording podcast. Special guest.
We make plays every day, yeah.
Jamaicans.
Jamaicans.
We make plays.
My girl just called me. I'm like, yo, interrupted.
Start of the show.
Hey, welcome to the Real Fantasy Playmakers. I am your host, Bogart Scott Free, here with my esteemed colleague, The Goo. And it is the very first official Thanksgiving edition.
You're so festive.
The Wishbone Bowl, as some might call it, or the Turkey Bowl, or as I'm calling it, the Ayatollah-vitis. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
I'm just showing up with the gravy. You know what I'm saying?
Jamaicans.
It's all gravy, baby.
All right, well, shit. Today's episode, we're gonna go over the Thanksgiving Day slate. You know what I'm saying? We're also gonna build a lineup on the Guru's favorite site. What's that? The FanDuel. You know what I'm saying? And
they give me a lot of free entries over there.
Oh yeah, and yeah, I mean, this is just one of those ones. Like, I love Thanksgiving football. It's part of a quote unquote American tradition. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers sit. I think it's more of a. I mean, I know it's definitely a football lovers thing, but like, my brother, he's from the East Coast, and that's always been like one of his his fondest memories of Thanksgiving, because their shit starts late. You know what I mean? Like, for us, we get there, we got the game. I'm Filipino. We got the games going on. You know what I'm saying? We don't really sit around the table. We got the spread. Everybody does their thing. You know what I mean? It's funny. I actually do more. I grub. Don't get it wrong. I be grubbing, but I be drinking. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm a leftover king. I'm like 9 out of 10 too. If there's something I like, and I'm like, I don't mind. I might have had a little plate, and I'm like, you know what? We need to pack some of this to go already. You know what I'm saying? Because
thinking for next week already.
Oh,
like
yeah.
It. You're
You know what I'm
always
saying?
2 steps ahead, brother.
I try to be.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah. You're definitely getting tropical out there. What do you call it on Thanksgiving though? You know what I mean? It's not tropical. It's festive. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'll be festive though. I'll be up early. You know what I mean? Ready for some Chicago, Detroit. You know what I mean? What else is there to do? Get a little pregame in there. Would you break down this game for me though, man? What's your vibe on it? I mean, the Driscoll kid is back at the helm.
Okay, well, real quick. Follow us at the GMM Network. Follow me at Bogart Scott Free World. Follow my esteemed colleague, The Goo, at the Guru 408. Shout out to our sponsor, Milk and Honey. We're going to get into this first game. Hit me with the line on this joint, first of all. Hit me with the line.
You know what? I haven't pulled up the line. I'm going to guess.
Go ahead, pull up the. Yeah. I know you like to guess.
I'm going to say it's a Chicago minus like a minus 4.5, 5 maybe. Let me pull that up though real quick. Give me just one moment. But give me what you Mitch Trubisky. It's just kind of a plus matchup for him.
Yep.
I like it for him.
I do like it too, because on one end you have Darius Slay. He's been back this last couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? You have my boy Justin Collins, one of my favorite slot corners. He's been playing like not good. You know what I mean? And they have Harrison back. Snacks Harrison, and so it's been harder to run on them. You know what I'm saying? Because they were like, you could run all the fuck over these motherfuckers. So he's back. I mean, in a nutshell, on paper, it seems like a David Montgomery game. I really feel like Trubisky, he's due for like 250 and 2 in this. I mean, or at least
the Bears are minus 4.5. You did it again.
Well, right out the gate, I think the Bears will cover that. Where's this game? Oh, it is in Detroit.
It's in Detroit, which means you ain't got to worry about weather. I like that. Yeah, I like the Bears in the spot too. I'll take the 4.5 there. Okay. And the total is 37. So yeah.
Okay, now fantasy wise, you know what I'm saying? You got we got Mitch Trubisky. If you got let's see, what quarterbacks has people been? Okay, what in a single QB league, what quarterback would you have to be like, yo, Trubisky's out there. Say like there's no Tannehills or nothing like that. Would you stream Trubisky in a single QB league?
Maybe if it was like a 14-team league. 10 I wouldn't at all. 12, maybe. I couldn't see it. But you'd have to really like the matchup, which is a good matchup. So maybe a 12-team league if you had a guy like, let me see here.
I know it's kind of hard. I was trying to think of who I wouldn't.
Like a Jimmy G. You might be having Jimmy G
over
there.
Yeah, okay. That's not so bad.
Over there with Baltimore. Weather might be crappy. Let's see. Who else is out there might have, you know what I'm saying? Some ugly matchups.
Yo, spoiler alert. Real quick, that Weather is he's the special addition to our Niner team because we're gonna need everything, and that Weather might come in handy. You know what I mean?
Not against a running team. I mean, but maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
You make them a little more one-dimensional, but.
Yeah, if we can lock them down. I mean, we'll get there. We'll cross that road when we get there because this is the Thanksgiving Bowl, the Thanksgiving Day extravaganza.
I love Allen Robinson in the spot, though. I do love Allen Robinson in the spot, though. We're
I don't know. Darius Slay is he's a handful. You know what I mean? I actually like Anthony Miller in this game. Well, because Melvin.
But I feel like I'm chasing points with him a little bit. Even though Allen Robinson's coming off.
If you just want to look at the last 2 weeks, because it's been 2 weeks, he's getting a full complement of snaps. You know what I mean? He's been hovering around 70% of offensive snaps. Now he's up there almost identical to Allen Robinson as much as he's on the field. And you know what I'm saying? You got Rashad Melvin, the corner that's going to play opposite from Darius Slay. You know what I'm saying? So, he's not bad at all either. So, he's going to be tied up with Gabriel. And, with the way Justin Collins has been playing, this might be a good Anthony Miller spot.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. As long as he's out there running opposite side of, or at least on the two wide receiver set, he's out there for the most snaps. He's gotten 11 and 9 targets his last 2 games. So,
I was just about to say.
There.
Yep, and
he's due to pop one.
And here's the thing too is come on, let's not forget Anthony Miller was the touchdown maker for that team last year. I think he had 7, you know what I mean? And he's just been dealt with injury, played through injury all last season. You know what I mean? And this season just spent all season coming back from injury. So and in a good spot. And he's theoretically one of the freshest on the field because he's had the least field time. You know what I mean? So
let me ask you this: asking for a friend, since this is kind of technically the Start Sit-em show.
The green bean.
Yes. No.
I thought you were gonna say green bean or Miller.
Because I see green bean, Miller, or Ryan Griffin.
Oh my God, the green bean! What the fuck? Hold on, Jamaicans. Look at that. The Jamaicans they're flabbergasted. Why it's
they're
not?
Flabbergasted?
Why it's not? Yes. Come on, the green bean.
What if we threw Miko Hardman in that mix too? What if we threw that in there? Asking for a friend only. That definitely not for me.
Well, hold on 1 second. Your microphone dropped for a sec there.
Did I go off speaker again?
No. The microphone didn't drop. That was a Bogart. A Bogart blooper. What was the question again? My bad.
We were talking Robbie Anderson,
the
Anthony
green bean.
Miller, Ryan Griffin, or one Miko Hardman.
Okay, real quick, because I love that we're veering off just a tad. But between those three, the green bean, Robbie Anderson, Anthony fucking Miller, or what's his name? Miko Hardman or Ryan Griffin. Griffin. So between those four, I'll narrow it down to the green bean and the green bean and Miller. But it would be and then between those two, I would pick the green bean. You know what I'm saying? But if Tyreek Hill doesn't play, I'm rolling out Miko Hardman. And I narrowed down to Miko Hardman and Robbie Anderson. But then I probably still would lean Robbie Anderson just on the fact that Miko is still a rookie. I haven't seen, you know what I mean? He hasn't, even in the games without Tyreek Hill, it wasn't like he was on the field as much as Tyreek Hill would be. And then two, the Jets defense they're identical to the Bucks. They could stop the run really well, and they're bad in their secondary. So it's and then on the other side of the ball, they're just
Who's
bad.
playing the Jets?
The Bengals. And so on the other side of the ball, the Bengals are just all bad on defense. I think this game's ending with the return of the Red Rifle. This game could be a shootout. And you know what I mean? Robbie Anderson, and I'm not mad at the Ryan Griffin, but if you have a better tight end option, yeah. I don't know. I'm not really sure about You know what I mean? If I had an option to go 12 personnel with 2 tight ends, but I had, the Green Bean or Robbie Anderson or Mecole Hardman, I would narrow it down to them. Because also it's like, how much do you think the Raiders go, they're going back home, then they travel back, then they're going to travel again to the Midwest and go to the KC in a place where Derek Carr historically plays bad. What kind of game do you think this is going to be, really? You know what I mean?
That KC get-right game.
Yeah, but okay.
Which is why I kind of like Hardman.
Well, you can see Hardman and Green Bean, they're kind of the same where you only need that one. But the Green Bean, getting targets in the red zone is phenomenal because now they're finally picking up where they left off last season. Because last season, when Sam Darnold finally started to come on, they were targeting the Green Bean in the red zone. And it's like, fuck yeah. You know what I mean?
Choices to be made. All right, fair enough. I respect. I like what you said there. I'll be taking it. I'll tell my friend everything you said. Don't worry.
We'll get back to we'll get back to the Detroit side of the ball now. So Marvin Jones, Kenny Golladay, you almost have to play them. You know what I mean? Because they're.
Do you? Everyone's off now, right?
Okay, everyone's off Golladay. First of all, I've seen Golladay have games on Kyle Fuller, right? Prince Amukamara, he'll get burned by Marvin Jones. And it's divisional where like their completely vicious secondary, it meets its match because these guys have been game planning for them. So, and there's no way that I see Detroit playing with a lead in this game. So he's going to be throwing the ball. You know what I mean? You have been able to run on the Bears, but they kind of tightened it up last week and they shut down Saquon Barkley, that is. So, I mean, you know what?
Yeah, I think that Bears is going to start to tighten up a little bit.
Big Bo comes in, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay, how about him? Is he a flex to you? Or with this game script that we're kind of foreshadowing, do you think
he's
it's more
a flex
McKissick?
option. He's definitely a flex option for me, but I mean, he's a guy that I'm not thrilled about that matchup, and he might get some nice yardage, but he's got to get the touchdown. He's got to get to touchdown. So I like him. It depends on the option.
He gets Jamaican horns for one hell of a name, Bo Scarborough.
That's like I think Bo knows. You know what I'm saying?
Don't give him that. Don't give him that.
But I like Bo. I like what he brings.
Hey, I got Bo in my name, and now you don't see me running around talking about I know.
I think you'll admit you think you know too. You know what I mean? So, anyways, though.
I think I know. I
just think, anyways, Ty Johnson though, he ain't shit.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling J.D. McKissick over there. It's just, I think Bo's the guy that if you need a running back to play, I would feel okay playing him if you're desperate.
Okay. So now, in a nutshell, we're like Driscoll to me, just a DFS play and a good one because no one's really going to be looking at him. People might still think he's hurt. He'll be low owned. On the other side of the ball, same way with what's his name with Trubisky. You know what I'm saying? A crazy DFS play it would be T.J. Hawkinson. These are all tournament plays also, by the way, playmakers. You know what I mean? Because,
3-game slate, though, that's kind of tough to do.
Well, because, what tight end? Jared Cook's going to be the chalk because he's the only real name brand tight end out of all 6 of these teams playing. You know what I mean? Well, okay, we'll get to that after. I'm just labeling, real quick in a nutshell before we close this game up. And one more thing before we close this game up. Trubisky, he's definitely a pilgrim, huh? Or he's like a pilgrim that got booted and now he's trying to run with them Indians.
Nah, he's still with the squad. He's trying to do there. But he's a pilgrim for sure.
Driscoll. I think Driscoll's the one who was booted from the Pilgrims, and he's seen what wrong the Pilgrims were doing to the Indians, and he was like, he's running with them Indians.
I can see that. He's got a tomahawk, you know what I mean, running down the field and shit. So
yeah.
I'll fuck with that.
Yeah.
I can see it.
All right, for sure. Well, shit. Right? Yeah. All right, well, shit, let's move on. Let hit me with this next game, Goo.
Let's see. We go out to Big D. Let me pause. With the Dallas Cowboys take on the 8-3 Buffalo Bills. Kind of a juicy matchup. You know what I mean? Like turkey, it might be a little juicy. Hopefully, it ain't too dry. Has dry potential. You know what I'm saying? But okay. Your boy the Stallion. He's a pilgrim, right?
Oh yeah, and he very well might be the turkey also.
He sure might.
Hey, right out the gate. Hey, Josh Allen, the stallion. He's definitely the cat that was like, that was the one navigating the Mayflower, right? Like he was telling Columbus or whoever the fuck was that the Mayflower. Either way, pardon me if my historical accuracy isn't there, but you know, Josh Allen, he was definitely the pilgrim that was given the coordinates. He had the map, and they were like, yo, yeah, left, take a left here. You know what I mean? And he got.
Are you saying Josh Allen was Columbus?
No, Josh Allen was the dumbass giving Columbus the directions. You know what I'm saying? And then they crash into America, and then Columbus is like, "Oh, we discovered new land." And yeah, he took all the credit, but then Josh Allen was like, "Woo," because he was like, yeah, no, trust me, just 4 clicks to the left." You know, like he's like, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, he was lost. Because that's how he'd be looking on the field sometimes. However, he has been taking. It all comes full circle. He's been taking care of the ball pretty good. This past couple weeks. Granted, he did have. He can't let me down. He never does. He's like, oh, I'm playing pretty good, ain't I? Throws the most horrendous pick. You know what I mean? Like, and he had one of those again against the Broncos. But other than that, he's been playing phenomenal. You know what I mean? What's the line on this game? While I hit this week?
Oh, let's see. The Bills are getting a touchdown. Wow.
Are you fucking serious?
That's a big number.
Wait.
Yeah.
They are +7.
I said it.
Wow. So that means Vegas really likes the Bills.
Do they?
Yeah, because they're favoring the Cowboys.
Coming on the Bills.
Favoring the Cowboys.
That's a big number.
Yeah.
People are going to be betting Dallas.
Exactly. But I think Bills can cover this one. I think it's a close game, and I think it has. Okay, here's the thing. Like, I like the under in this game, right? Here's why. Because
47. That's a nice number.
Well, because obviously I'm a Bogard. I'm a Bogard Prescott free owner, but like, you know what I'm saying? I want him to, continue his reign of yardage through the air because he hasn't dropped under, I think, 200, because I think that was his season low against the Patriots last week. But anyways, this motherfucker, it's hard to pass on the Bills. It's a bad matchup for opposing tight ends. It's a bad matchup for the number one opposing receivers. So Cooper's going to have his hands full with Tre'Davious White. I'm trying to remember the secondary corner because that's a guy who's actually been getting heavily targeted on. Fuck is his name? We're not going to go down that rabbit hole because you know what I'm saying. But this there is a possibility that Gallup has a good game here because they more than likely will just double Gallup then. You know what I mean?
And what about Randall Cobb?
See, that I was gonna say, and then if that's the case, if Gallup starts getting off early and they switch put double coverage on him, because they won't need a double cover Cooper. It's gonna be just Tre'Davious White erasing him, or doing his best white out. Ooh, I wonder if he says that. You know what I mean? Well, it's gonna be a white out. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Right?
I like that.
Hey, you can have that one, Tre'Davious. I'll text him it later. You know what I mean? Friend of the show.
Send it to him. Yeah.
The Cowboys, they're going to be able to run like shit on this Bills team that's been giving up yards on the ground week after week. Maybe not so much last week against, but Lindsey did have a couple big runs. But you know what's funny too is I think we'll finally see a run more than 19 yards for Zeke in this game because can you believe that? His longest run this year.
What'd you say?
I think we'll finally see Zeke have a run longer than 19 yards. Like he hasn't had a single run longer than 19 yards this year.
Interesting. That's a great number. Wow, great
but
stat.
I think
you haven't seen it. No, actually that's not true. It says right here as long as 27.
No fucking way.
That's what it says.
Okay, well you got me there.
My bad. I didn't mean to.
No, because
27 isn't much better. 27 isn't much better. You know what I mean? 8 yards. So like in the end, he's not busting out.
No, still though.
Dak's longest run is 42 yards.
Wow! Shout out to Bogard Prescott free. No, it's funny because I'm all trying to look right now. I'm like, damn, where did I miss that 27-yard run? Because I was looking at it earlier. I was like, wow, this is fucking amazing. I'm like, not amazing. It
I
actually.
randomly happen to have the team stats up here.
But you know what's funny though is,
Thought I'd share that with you.
it also surprised me. I mean, it kind of didn't surprise me when I thought his longest run of the year was 19 yards because it would directly correlate with the fact that they're just throwing that shit like a motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Okay, but
they're
yeah.
a passing team now. You know what I mean?
So Gallup firing him up. I mean, Cooper, you can't not fire him up.
The Cole Beasley homecoming? Oh, how did we not discuss that?
Oh, because we haven't got to that side just yet.
Okay. Fair.
Here's why. Now I remember what I was getting to with the whole Zeke shit. They're gonna try to establish the run because this is what they do. You know what I mean? What the Cowboys do, and you could run on the Bills. So I think that's gonna correlate with it being a low scoring game. When Josh Allen and them have the ball, they do what they do best. They take 3 big shots in a row, and then they have him scramble for a first down. It's hella funny because it works for them. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know.
Yeah, he gets it done. He gets it done with his goofy ass.
Hey, you know what? A strong DFS play at tight end might very well be Dawson Knox also on the Cowboys. I mean, on the Bills side, but also a really strong play in general is Cole Beasley. I love the revenge narrative. You just brought up his name. You know what I'm saying? So
I got excited.
Yeah, I love the revenge narrative and like, you know what I mean? You just gotta love those gritty slot white boys. You know what I mean? Like it's like they're born for that shit. Hey, you know Cole Beasley be rapping?
I did not know that.
He has album. He's actually barred up. Like he's like a hip hop rapper, not
Now
like.
that I think about it, I might have seen something about that.
Yeah. He cut an album.
He cut a whole album.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think he's better than Le'Veon Bell.
Have you checked out all those guys' shit? Have you ever heard their shit?
Oh, of course. I'm always in for a good laugh.
I've never listened to anybody.
There's a reason they play football. You know what I mean?
True, very true.
You know who's dope though? Okay, Arian Foster is actually dope. He's like a conscious.
Arian Foster.
Yeah, he's like a conscious guy. He has a really ill podcast. Bro. Like and all the motherfuckers come on and fuck with him. You know what I mean? He's an advocate for smoking weed. He's and he's a rapper, and he's like a conscious type motherfucker. He's pretty dope.
Okay.
Yeah.
I fucked with Foster.
Yeah, I know, right? Shout out to Arian Foster, friend of the show.
He was on a few of the squads back in the day, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so so back to Cooper. There's no in season long. There's no way you're not starting Cooper, right? If you need him if you're week 13 and you need him, it's like because say you're locked in the playoffs, it don't fucking matter what you do right now. Unless you're worrying about seeding.
True.
Unless you're worrying about seeding. You know what I mean?
Right. So let's assume that you need him.
Yeah.
All, you know what I mean? Like,
are you the duck on Thanksgiving who's being fucking or the mouse in the house, whatever you want, whatever the term is. You know what I mean? With Amari Cooper blowing up on your bench. But is this a blow up spot too? With the game script I like, where it's not really going to shoot out as much as not to say that there won't be passes galore and yardage. I just think, these are two tight red zone offenses or defenses. You know what I mean? It could be a very well field goal game.
I see it too. I see it. So I don't know. Cooper, I'm not feeling this matchup very much. If I got a better option in like a 2 wide receiver league, I can bench them. I can bench them here. Depends on. It really
for the
depends
green
on
bean. Say it.
No.
For the green bean. Okay, playmakers. If you are looking like
Calvin Ridley, I'll bench him for Calvin Ridley.
If you need a big old home run hitter, if you're looking at your opposing team, your opponent's team, and you look like you're finna get smashed on Thanksgiving fucking extravaganza, you know what I'm saying? And you got Cooper. And you're not feeling and you're feeling what we're saying about the Tre'Davious White and it possibly being a whiteout on Cooper. Fire up the green bean if he's out there or if you got him. I'm standing by it.
Would you roll out like Amari Cooper over like a Robert Woods?
I like Robert Woods. I like Robert Woods against Arizona.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
He's gonna get Byron Murphy.
Or like a Will Fuller. What about Will Fuller?
What? Who? I had to run back the name you just said. I know he didn't just say Will Fuller.
How dare you?
No.
No?
Never.
Never. There seems like there's some history there.
Never. Hey, matter of fact, playmakers, if you have Will Fuller and Robbie Anderson, the green bean is out there. Pick up the green bean. He's part of a nutritious diet, and he leaves DBs in a vegetative state.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, so anyways, we're done with Amari Cooper. He's he's a wide receiver 3. I'd bench him if you got a good option.
So basically on that side, Gallup, Zeke, Prescott, you know what I mean? Coop, man, unless you got the green bean. I love how the green bean's not even on the slate, and you knew he was gonna get mentioned.
Quick.
And you brought him up too on the first show, Veer. You know what I mean?
Did I?
Yeah, you were like, hey, your friend was asking you to ask.
Oh, that's right. He was part of my yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, I love talking green bean. You know what I mean? I think on the other side of the ball, then that's basically it too. Josh Allen. I mean, if you're in a super deeper league, 14.
No downtown.
No. Oh, he's an auto start. I forgot to mention his name because he's making his Thanksgiving Day appearance. I think he can burn. Top end DBs. He did it to Chris Harris last week. You know what I'm saying? I love downtown. John Brown, Cole Beasley. Love him. PPR play strong. You know what I mean? Even DFS. I would love him in DFS. Him and like Anthony Miller, and then I'll just jam in fucking Michael Thomas. That's how I'm feeling, and I'll just totally fade Julio. Anyways, we'll get to that.
I hope Julio doesn't play, by the way.
Yeah.
He doesn't. It's not very tripping, but all right, I like that. What about Singletary? You collected him?
Yeah, okay. You can't. Yeah, he's. I think he has a high-end RB2 potential. I think he has a solid flow of a low-end RB2. You know what I'm saying? High-end RB3 at the least. You know what I'm saying? I think at best, at best RB3 would be Frank Gore. He's a deeper league play. You know what I mean? Because if they
he's good for his 60 yards.
Yeah, and if they happen to get up in this game, they're not going to give it to the rookie to chew clock. They're going to give it to Frank the Tank, who, by the way,
leading rusher of all time.
Oh yeah, hold on, Jamaicans, wake up! They're getting high right now off of turkey. Yeah.
Yep. Right, so
I think that's about it for that game. Okay, real quick. Hold on. I think Dak Prescott, he is a young brother, and he does go out there into the wilderness, into the frontier, and he chops his own wood. He's like a lumberjack, you know what I mean? But he's black, which is like kind of odd in that sense. But he's also comes from a military background. He moved around, and he probably just was one of the things he figured out in life. Like, hey, I'm a woodsman. But with that said, he's definitely a fucking goddamn pilgrim. He's a goddamn pilgrim.
He's got a closet full of flannels.
Oh yeah, and he's have you heard him talk? He's Uncle Tom.
Okay.
I love him though. You know what I'm saying?
Friend of the show. He's a friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. So all right, let's go. Last game on Turkey Day: Saints and Falcons.
I called him an Uncle Tom Pilgrim. Forgive me. You know what? Fuck that. He's an Indian.
You need him to do good for you this week.
I know.
You're over here insulting him.
I love him. We're brothers from another. You know what I'm saying?
Don't ever change, Dak.
He chops the wood. I build the fire. You know what I mean? We tell stories. You know what I'm saying?
He's that guy.
Yeah, he's that guy. All right. Well, shit. Hit me with the next game, Goo. It's the final game on the Turkey Bowl, the first edition of the Wishbone Bowl Thanksgiving Extravaganza.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and it's episode 30. All right.
Ooh. 30.
And my birdie, and my birdie. My birthday's on the 30th. I love all the correlations we got going here.
It's rolling for sure, definitely. This is a 7-point spread for the Saints, which, obviously, everyone's going to be fucking with the Saints there, right?
Yeah.
Love this matchup. They want some a revenge narrative from what happened 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but also, I mean, here's the thing. Like, this game is like the Falcons Super Bowl every time they play these guys. You know what I mean? It's like,
which means they're gonna blow it.
Yeah. Oh, I like that, Jamaicans. Can we? So Devontae Freeman, he actually is someone I like a lot in DFS this week. He's like the poor man's James White's cousin. You know what I mean? No, that's the way they've been using Devontae Freeman. Just, but you know what I mean, like just dumping it off to him for real. You know what I mean? But in season long, I mean, if you're in a bind, you know what I mean, it's still a tough matchup. So you are gonna bank on those receptions. I just like him in DFS a lot because he'll be a more of a contrarian play because people are gonna be on that quadri guy because of recency bias, and people have just grown to hate Devontae Freeman from drafting him and shit like that, and him being injured like in his past, he goes even unforgotten. He goes forgotten. You know what I mean? So, and then I love me some Russell Gage. You know what I mean? I think you could stream him in season long leagues, especially if there's no
the 12 gauge.
The 12 gauge, blocka.
Buckshots.
Blocka. Yeah, what was his name? The 12 gauge, Russell Gage. I fuck with him in this matchup, especially if there's no Julio, because they're also. Okay, so two things. Can we get some status report on Marshawn Lattimore and one on Julio? Because even if they both play banged up, they'll just be in their own little banged up world together while all these.
So I'm putting in the call right now, actually,
okay.
on Julio.
Okay.
Julio doesn't need to play at Thanksgiving.
He hasn't practiced though. I know that much.
He didn't practice on Monday. What is Tuesday now? Today's Wednesday. Let me see. I got a note on him. I definitely got a note. Optimistic was the last word I heard. He's questionable. Let's see.
Okay.
Did not practice. Let's see. He participated in Wednesday's walkthrough.
Oh, okay. He's in.
That's a walkthrough, though.
Yeah, but still, though, I mean, like, if you're questionable and you're, like, when do you ever hear a guy do a walkthrough and not play? I've heard, I mean, actually, we've had guys practicing full all week and then not play, so let me retract that. But in this case, you know what I'm saying, for the history of how Atlanta handles their injured guys, especially with Julio, since it's a short week, that's probably all they needed to give him. It was a walkthrough. Because if this was
he's a vet. He doesn't need to practice.
Yeah, to be honest. And he wouldn't have practiced on a regular Wednesday if it was a regular week. You know what I mean?
I'm really putting in the call though.
You want to save him.
He's inactive. I need him
inactive. But also because he's a very important piece on one of your leagues that has a lot riding on it.
Oh yes. That's why I'm making the call.
And is that the one spot? Is that the one spot you have him rostered?
That's the only league, the only league I have him.
So he's making the call.
I'm making the call. I don't need him in the one league where I'm already secured my spot. There's nothing changing. I just need Julio healthy for the next round, and he could take week 13 off. And yes, I happen to be playing him in a very critical matchup in a very decisive league where I need to win.
But aren't you in that league? Aren't you already locked in that one?
In the one with Julio, I'm locked in, and the one I'm playing Julio, I'm locked in.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I see you now.
So you understand. That part. You understand.
Oh, yeah.
So we're making a business decision. Julio, we got our contract this offseason. Mm-hmm. We're a long-term investment, and we are a long-term investment for the Falcons. Yes, we want to play on Thanksgiving, but my fellow young Alabama wide receiver Calvin Ridley can go haul all that glory this time and make a name for himself. Because we are about sharing the wealth. You know what I mean? We're not that greedy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We didn't have to hold out in the offseason. Mm-hmm. And we still got our contract. That's just how we operate. So we're going to take week 13 off.
Well, now on the other side of the ball, you got my man Frankenstein, who just doesn't need to say a word. He just earns his money. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
He just earns that motherfucker. He's an auto start, obviously. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that it's not a game where they try to triple down on him. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, even if they keep him out of the end zone, as long as things have been going how it's been going for him, because I think they're trying to actively get him this record. Also, I really hope they are ignorant like that. Like, just get this man this record, because then that means You know, I think.
What record is he chasing?
I think it's the most receptions in a single season.
Oh wow.
Yeah, this is a big one.
Isn't that Marvin Harrison or is that a Jerry Rice record?
I think it's a Marvin Harris.
It's Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
I love Marvin Harrison.
I know, right?
That was my guy.
Okay, and then you know, any Teddy Ginn love in here? Any Jared Cook? Jared Cook's been he's been the
I like Jared
consistent.
Cook again. I'll roll that out after
Okay.
after I saw them peppering him in the end zone last week. You know what I mean? I'll chase that a little bit. You know, that's the chalk everyone's going to chase.
If you had Mark Andrews and you had Jared Cook, right? Are you finding a way to start Jared Cook over him, or are you finding a way to fit both of them in? Because Mark Andrews is connected to.
The only way I'm not
Jackson.
playing Andrews is if I know that it's going to be an ugly weather game over there.
Yeah, and that's the one thing too. Playmakers. I mean, it's unfortunate if you had to make a decision like this, or anything that had to do with the Thanksgiving Day Extravaganza versus there's any of the bad weather games that might be on Sunday. You know, just make sure you check weather reports that morning, so or at least that way you'll be able to know to temper your expectations. With certain skill positions, you know what I mean?
No, I mean, that's a good reason to fade somebody. I mean, like last week, if you had like one Dak Prescott, you know what I mean? He's a top 3 quarterback this year. You know?
All right, hold on. Don't speak on my man. Dak Prescott, the Pilgrim.
I'm talking about last
No,
week. It was a terrible weather game.
He was a part of me securing a much needed W. He did his part. He's sit. If you notice, I moved him at the top. I put Jameis in the other flex. And it really put Jameis in his place. He was like, you know what? I got to get more infamous. You know what I'm saying? And Prescott.
No, I'm just saying. But if you were savvy enough to see like that was going to be that kind of weather,
I know. I'm just busting your balls.
You could fade him for anybody, and you would have won. You would have won. You would have made it better.
Or you could have just faded Carson Wentz.
That too.
Yeah, because that was a bad win game. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like. Yeah, things like this can happen, you know what I mean? Or even the field goal extravaganza that was the Washington game. Surprisingly, it was a field goal game because that was extremely bad weather. You know what I mean?
It was, yeah, exactly.
Windy
so any kind of bad weather game, it's going to be a close, low-scoring game. So
yeah, because
that's not what you want for fantasy.
Well, because we also, not only are we fantasy quote-unquote analysts, we are also enthusiasts. We are also fantasy doctors, and we fuck around with some meteorology too. We're some
fantasy therapists as well.
Oh yeah, we're some.
Some will say the rapist. Some will say a therapist.
I was gonna leave you alone on that one.
All right, so hey, let's set this.
Okay, hold on, real quick for the record, because I don't know if we got to say it, but I did like the Bills to cover in that other game. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. You were.
I think the Cowboys win outright. I think the Cowboys win outright. But hey, matter of fact, how about this parlay money line? If you guys want to go crazy, playmakers, just parlay the money line, Bills and Detroit, and put a little $50 or something. You know what I mean? And if it hits, you'll be happy. You know what I'm saying? But also in this one, let's finish up on this one. Obviously, Alvin Kamara, he's in there. Murray, he's a start. To me, he's not a start. He's a flex, just because it is a short week. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna rely on the run game, and this is the team that just relies on the run. Period. You know what I mean? Like they just run like a motherfucker.
You said Kamara and Murray?
Oh yeah, I said it last week too.
Oh.
I said it last week too. I say it even more on a short week.
Okay. And what about what receivers are you like?
I really just like Thomas. I mean, anything else is DFS. You know what I mean? Traquan, or if you want to take
That's what was said. My FanDuel is DFS.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. Like, I always like to cover the season-long aspect of it first, because we'll get to that right now. You know what I'm saying? First of all, I think I like the Saints to win this outright. It's hard. Atlanta's at home, and this is.
I think they cover that spread.
I was just about to say that.
I was gonna say I think they get to them.
Oh, you're talking about the Saints.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna backpack you on that one. I forgot about that they got beat up last time. They're pissed.
Oh yeah, revenge narrative.
Yes, dial it up. All right, let's set a lineup. I want to help assist you on a lineup before we get up out of here.
All right, I'm all the way through right now. I'm looking at tight end right now, actually.
So who do you got so far? Because I know you got some guys in there already.
So I like Mitch at 6,800.
Okay.
I like that. It's not going to be a popular guy that but he's got 3 touchdown potential in this game, especially being indoors. I like no weather factor. I love that part. Early it can be weird. Mitch doesn't. Get Mitch out of his comfort zone. That's what I want. So I'll roll with Mitch in this spot. I listened to you on Kamara and Murray. I plugged them in there, and then I follow that up with Thomas and Gallup.
Okay, I like that. You know what? Gallup seems like he could be a little more chalky. I would try to fit in Beasley there, and then I mean, if Freeman plays, I like to flex Freeman, dude, because think about it, and then I think that would actually get it.
He's gonna play.
Yeah, and like I said, he's the James White poor man's cousin. You know what I mean? Hold on, live on the air. Hey, babe, you're live on the air.
Oh, I'm on my way home. I don't want to disrupt that.
Oh, no, it's okay. So while you're here, babe, what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish? Playmakers, I was about to be inappropriate and say the meat slab, but the tube steak. But what am I, 15 years old?
I don't know.
Ah!
I don't know. All right, well, I'll be there.
She's not good on the spot. All right, that was funny. Yo,
We tried.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, Steamboat, you there? I was like,
No, I'm good. I'm here.
what's your favorite dish? I swear I was gonna blurt out. She's like, I was gonna say the tube steak. But that's just it's funny because I've been with my girl forever. It's how immature I am. I still act the same age as I was when I met her and shit. Oh, it's funny. I'm a grown man. I'm a grown man. Okay, yeah, but so Freeman, like I said, Freeman's like James White's poor man's cousin. This is how the poor man's James White's cousin. There you go.
I knew what you meant there.
Yeah, I know. You know what I'm saying? Because it's he's, especially if the narrative that the game script that we wrote, you know what I'm saying?
All right. So how about this though? I need to pick a defense here.
Okay.
I need to go either Detroit, Cowboys, or Bills.
Okay. In the game that has more potential to throw the ball, right? I would say pick the Saints, but I like Detroit just because Mitch is good for it. I told you he keeps sending us the application because I work in the office of the Pick Six Club, and he's trying to get in. You know what I mean?
Are you president of the Pick Six Club? Or
No. I just work in the office. I work.
Okay.
I'm an admin. But I do.
I'm in an entry level position.
Yeah, I just needed to get in the building so I could be around greatness. You know what I mean? I mean, I see guys like Josh Allen. They walk down the hallway. I'm like, oh my god, that's Josh Allen, the newly recruited to the Pick Six Club. And then Jameis Winston, man, he doesn't even walk. He gets carried in that building. They carry him.
He has an office.
Yeah, bro. He has 4 bitches. They carry him on a chair. You know what I mean? He's fucking God over there. He's but Ryan Fitzpatrick, he sits up on the throne. You know what I mean?
He got a statue.
Oh yeah.
Over there.
Oh yeah. You know what? You know who else is some alumni, but they're just not proud of it. You got a Peyton Manning. You know what I'm saying? Who else?
Everybody.
Brett Favre. You know what I'm saying? Okay, run me down the lineup you got so far again. My bad, I hella curved your ass.
No worries. So I ended up with Mitch, Kamara, Murray, Thomas, Gallup, and then I threw Russell Gage in there at 5,400 because I needed a cheap guy.
Yeah.
He was the cheapest.
And hold on, and he's the 12 gauge.
The 12 gauge. And Julio is out. He might be a little bit chalky too. So I'm not mad at it though. At that price, you got to plug it in. Jared Cook at the tight end. I said, fuck it. I'll pay for the value.
Hey, hold on. In true Bogart fashion, give me a second. Hello, Juju Cut. You're live on the GMM network, the Real Fantasy Playmakers.
What's good? Are you ready for your cut?
Oh yeah, I'm ready for the patented Thanksgiving Day grooming.
What's up? I'm right here at the house. I'm gonna grab my clippers and go over there.
Okay, I'll see you shortly, my brother. Peace. Hey, what's your favorite? Son of a bitch, I forgot. That's
Did you
Brian.
just schedule a haircut on the air?
No. That was Brian. That was Brian Hoyer. He's also my barber. I swear to God.
Okay.
I'm serious.
Okay.
I forgot Brian.
I believe you. No, I believe you.
Yeah.
You're making me feel like I don't.
I fucking love Brian Hoyer. I'm gonna tell you, I got really close with him because he's also a member of the Pick Six Club. You know what I mean? He's just one of those.
Oh, yeah.
Even his career as a backup, he just come in and throw one just to remind everybody, like, look, I'm here. You know what I mean? Okay, my bad. Run that right. So I love the 12 gauge there. Who's your flex?
12 gauge, Jared Cook, and then I threw Devontae Freeman in the flex.
So are you getting into the smaller pools in this one, or are you getting into the big Thanksgiving Day jump off?
No, this one's just a little. No, this one I actually did just for some little change, like in the quarter one. So it's a big tournament, but it's a you know.
Okay, no, it doesn't matter. I'm asking because it matters how the size. Pause.
Don't even laugh.
No, because I'm laughing. I even laughed at myself because the fucking 19-year-old mind state, my 19-year-old sense of humor just fucking, it doesn't stop. Anyways, hold on. What were we talking? We're talking about dicks, or we were talking about something, right?
Pause.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So the size of the fucking tournament, because then diversifying and being as unique as possible, and to lower ownership as possible. So like,
not on a 3-game slate. You can't do that as much.
Oh yeah, you can, because then on a 3-game,
but
even more so, because on a 3-game slate, everyone, even the people that you wouldn't think are chalk are going to be chalk. Like a Gallup's going to be chalk.
Like a Michael Thomas is going to be like 50% off.
Oh yeah,
like some huge number.
So you almost have to have him because he's the epitome of consistency. So if you don't have him, you already lose to 50% of the playing field. So you got to have him in there, right? You know, you got Kamara and Murray. I mean, Murray will probably be a lower owned. I mean, I think Quadri will be more owned than a Freeman in that sense.
I don't think so.
Traquan's going to win someone a tournament. If he pops the big one,
Traquan or Ginn or something.
Yeah, because or Ginn, yeah, or even like or even someone who's running 12 personnel, like they got a tight end in their flex, like they got
the tight ends are weak out here.
Dawson Knox or something. No, but still though, Dawson Knox pricing, like how much would Dawson Knox have to do to return value? Not much. Maybe score a touchdown or have 50 yards and 2. You know what I mean? Or two receptions and 50 yards or something. You know what I mean? Like. Yeah, but to get you in, you know what I'm saying, fucking in value. You know what I mean? So I don't know, I'm just saying, like, you know, it's important to point out, you know what I mean? You know, some strategies. Also, like, say you
have the main gun.
Say you got Anthony Miller and maybe a Taylor Gabriel in that first game slot, and you got them stacked with like Trubisky, and they blow up. I would immediately go to as much chalk as possible after. My point is, if you blow up, if you have players in the first game and in the early game and they blow up, or even get guys in the first 2 games, you know what I mean? Like say you got one of the guys who puts up like 30 plus, you know what I mean? I would immediately pivot to as much of the strong plays as possible, because now you're already ahead of the playing field. With like, say you had like a Taylor Gabriel, he was super low owned. Say he blew up, you know what I mean? Now you can go pivot onto the more owned chalk, the higher owned chalk guys, because it just furthers to, you know, makes you're more stable to get into the money. Because think about this too, if you have more of the chalk and you're already ahead of the playing field, and then you know the chalk doesn't do so well, so you know everyone has the chalk with you, so you're still ahead from the early game slate. Get it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Now let's get let's get to this Thanksgiving brass tass. What is your favorite dish? Like what do you look forward to in Thanksgiving? I mean, it doesn't have to be one.
I love the mashed potatoes, bro. Flatter and gravy. I mean, I like to throw some corn in there.
Okay.
Throw the turkey in there. You know what I mean? You can put that on. You can get one of them, them Hawaiian rolls. You scoop some mashed potatoes with gravy on that.
Hey, you know what I like to do? I like to get like a bowl or a plate, and I shred everything and throw it in the mashed potatoes and gravy as like a fucking like a hearty like bowl. You know what I mean? Like I like to combinate. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Are you a cranberry sauce guy?
I used to be. I'm not so much anymore.
Hey, okay.
I kind of just stick with the meat and potatoes.
I was historically like I hated fucking what's that shit called?
Cranberry sauce.
Cranberry sauce. I was like, fuck cranberry sauce. But then I like I said, to bring back to what I was saying earlier about how like on Thanksgiving I just be drinking than a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, so I'm a leftover king, you feel me? So like I have all the leftovers, you know what I'm saying? The turkey, you know what I'm saying? The mashed potatoes, some stuffing, you know what I'm saying? All that shit, right? The next day, and cranberry sauce, because there's always a lot of cranberry sauce left over, because come on, no one likes that trash, you know what I'm saying? But like, check this out. Right? And I'll take it home though, because I have grew fond of the next day Thanksgiving Day sandwich. You throw everything in there, the turkey, the stuffing, some mashed potatoes, a little bit of gravy, you know what I'm saying? Cause that, cause that's what's gonna make the bread the sandwich not dry, you know what I mean? And then, then you drizzle some cranberry sauce on that son bitch. I'm telling you, playmakers, it's a bogey original. Matter of fact, it's not a bogey original. I actually had it at a restaurant one time, and I was like, I need to start doing this shit. You know what I mean? And like, bruh, it's the shit. Leftover turkey, leftover stuffing, mashed potatoes with a little bit with some gravy on a bread roll, or you can get a baguette, whatever the fuck you want to do. An Italian roll. You know what I mean? I would say preferably an Italian roll. You know what I mean? You know, get you a big sub size going. You know what I mean? A big leftover Thanksgiving Day.
On that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, he was not feeling the cranberry. He was feeling it until I said the cranberry drizzle, huh? It's a sweet savory.
I don't need the sweet when I need the, I like the salty with that, Paul, but I get down, bro. I get down. There's no questions about it, though. Mm-hmm. The cranberry, the week after is always nice. You know what I mean? Those sandwiches, I like them on the little rolls, the little Hawaiian rolls, bro. I kill those.
I know you're like part white, right? So don't take this offensive when I say this, right? But like, hey, do white people really get around and they say thank you and shit? Like they're like, yo, I like they you know what I mean? Go around the table and say what they're thankful for.
They go around? Oh, that's cool. Maybe we used to pray. You know what I mean? Just have a prayer.
Okay, word.
It's like I go around now and we ain't safe. No, it wasn't that. No.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what, Goo? I'm thankful for you.
Hey, I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? We get it done.
Yeah, oh yeah, we absolutely get it done. And you can absolutely...
We like mashed potatoes and gravy, bro. You know what I mean? I like the mashed potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Maybe a little dry sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You bring the flavor. You know
he's the gravy boat on this one. Huh.
Yeah, you already know. Gravy boat, yes.
Yeah.
You already know.
For my friend,
thankful for the playmakers too. Don't get it twisted.
Oh yeah. Well, happy Thanksgiving to y'all out there. You know what I'm saying? If y'all got players on this Thanksgiving Day slate, hopefully they blow up for y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It is week 13. We kicking it off. You know what I mean? This has been the first Thanksgiving edition, first Thanksgiving extravaganza. And for my friend, the Gravy Boat, we're signing out. Follow us at the GMM Network. Follow me at Bogart Scott Free World. Follow my esteemed colleague, the Gravy Boat, at the Guru 408.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother.
Well, shout out to Thanksgiving, go.
You too, brother. We'll see you at the 2-minute drill.